We don't care what you call them. I feel like usually when you talk to people in the consulting space, it's like, oh, we do this methodology and it's the only one. And I love your analogy to working out. Like it's the workout and it's the nutrition. That's what matters. That's what we're going to drive you towards that. Whatever we call them is fine, but that's what we're going to drive you towards. And I really love that approach. What I'm curious about is what happens when leaders don't run a cadence, they don't have a rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they stay in perpetual react mode and they're constantly reacting to the tyranny of the urgent. They're fighting fires and they're not making the strategic decisions. And strategic decisions are hard, especially when you really care. We work with a lot of founders and founders care, right? And we're like, hey, you got to let fires burn. You know, we just met with someone yesterday and we're like, this is going to feel like fires burning, but you feel pretty burned out right now. So it's time to let these fires burn. And we need to bring better fire management to everything that's going on, because if everything matters, nothing really matters. And you definitely aren't going to matter.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so story time. Give me a real world story. Give me an example of how you've seen a cadence that changed outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, we were working with a company in the spring that had a mandate to acquire companies in the range of 50 to 70 million every year. And some of the companies they were acquiring were in need of more strategic work. And we do not work with companies that are like, hey, go take care of this. So we started with the leadership and we said, hey, what's your strategic operating system? Again, we don't care what you call it. We typically go, hey, do you have a vision? Well, yes. Is it written down? Well, yeah. Well, where is it? And how aligned is everyone around this vision that's not written down? Do you have the right people in the right seats? You know, is your structure support your vision? Do you have some kind of way to measure whether or not you're making progress? Talk to us about your process and your process improvement. Talk to us about your engagement with your customers internally, externally, your employees. We did that, and most of the companies we work with, they score pretty low, and not because we're gaming it. We're just trying to get at like, how's it going strategically? These are all strategic dimensions of leadership. So we did an offsite. They came together. The majority of the time, everybody's biggest feedback is we just need more time, even when it's 1 or 2 days. And we built out their 3 to 5 year plan, 1 year plan, 90-day. We actually met in April with this company. We did 45-day priorities. The companies that they had acquired also were built on this system. And immediately, the company that a lot of people were on the verge of burnout, that language is thrown out a lot. One of the best things you can do as a countermeasure to burnout is bring clarity to your organization. When you're in a meeting, right, and you don't know where you stand, it creates anxiety. But when I know where I stand, whether it's a podcast or a strategic meeting or with a client, like my anxiety can lower, right? And so when you don't know where you stand, when you don't know where the company is going, it creates a lot of anxiety in organizations. And so oftentimes people will say, this is really like therapy. We're like, well, it's strategy. And again, this is just with this company, we come in and we have 50 frictions that we help identify. So they select what are the strategic frictions that they're experiencing and what are the flow, like what would increase flow. So a classic friction is our meetings are theater is the way we name it.
Okay.
And the flow is we have a cadence of meetings where communication cascades throughout our organization. That one is selected a lot of times. Another friction is we value opinion over data, right? Which is in a lot of organizations. And the flow is we will have regular data checks for data-informed leadership and strategy. And so we bring the right data related to where's our leadership at and our strategy. And so with that company, we got them on a cadence, and all their business units were thinking more strategically and more aligned. And we moved on to kind of cross-functional work. Okay, we got alignment on where we're going. Now, how do we work together to get there in a way that's smarter, better, and faster? Does that help paint a picture?